Hello, welcome back to another video. I just thought I'd do a quick introduction at the start of this video to welcome you to part 2 of our kind of interview here with Taylor and a role as an ENT host, youth activities ENT host. This is just a very casual introduction to say hello, welcome. If you've not seen part 1, go see part 1 if you want to. This is part 2. If you've seen part 1, welcome to part 2. And this video, literally, my hand's going all over the place. I can't hold it straight. Literally, this video starts off where we left you in the first one. It just continues, so that's why I just thought I'd make this. But anyway, thank you for watching, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye. So apart from not having to open and not having to close and having your days a bit kind of pushed together in the middle, do you have any other separate privileges than us? Is there anything that you get that we don't?
Not really.
No, so you have the same level as us, same privileges as us?
Yeah, same level, because we're still in the Department of Youth Activities, so everything that falls with youth activities is for us. And we also look the same. Like, a lot of the other crew members might not know that we're a youth activities ENT host because we wear the same costume. So we wear our yellows with the blue stripe, those lovely yellows. They're beautiful.
Well, that's been a lot, yeah.
So, yeah. I mean, yeah, you didn't wear the yellows all the time, but we wear the yellows. So down in the crew mess, we blend in with the youth activities counselor.
For most people on the ship and most crew guests, they wouldn't know the difference between us because we're wearing exactly the same uniform. The only time it differs is when then you're going on to do your shows, and you wear a few other outfits as well on top of us.
A lot of different outfits. And something I actually didn't know before getting on board was that all of our costumes, except for your pirate costume, we all have our own pirate costume that's sized for us, actually shoreside. But when you get on board for the Youth Activities Entertainment costumes, we have just a big costume closet that is not the most organized thing, and it's just first come, first serve. So if you're the same size as 3 other ENT hosts and you all have the same show that day, good luck trying to find a costume that's going to fit you. So there were a lot of times that I was wearing a chef coat that, you know, the arms came down to here and I was kind of swimming in it because there's only a certain amount of costumes on board. And a lot of the time,
how many ENT hosts, youth activity ENT hosts are there in YA, in youth activities? So on the Dream and the Fantasy, the bigger ships, they're 8 or 9, sometimes 10 if you're lucky, and then on the smaller ships it's like 4 or 5. So all those shows that happen on the ship within youth activities are divided that between you guys. So are there any roles that you didn't expect to do that you've done as an ENT host? Like when you obviously apply for the job, you go, I'm an ENT host, I'm doing shows, and obviously you've been on as a guest, so you've seen these shows and that you understood that that's what you were going to do as such?
Sort of.
Or you didn't have no idea? Because a lot of people have said, like I've watched the other videos, there's not much information about ENT host roles, and it's hard to find information about what you're actually going to do. So were you surprised by what you did do? Did it match what you expected?
I think for the most part it matched the job description, but I didn't know much going into it, because when I had sailed as a kid, there were not that many shows. And actually when I sailed, they didn't have the YN host role. It was just counselors doing those shows and things like that. So now that the ENT host role is more defined and it is its own separate job application, it's a lot more in depth than I thought it was going to be. Being that there was that huge binder full of shows, I had no idea that they did that much for the kids. I didn't really know that I'd be involved with the babies in the nursery. We do shows for the kids in the nursery.
Little babies, they love a good show, don't they?
Oh, yeah, they love it.
They're the hardest critics. They are the harshest critics because they will poo their pants.
Oh, yeah.
If they do not like the show. I've seen Doc McStuffins fill a room with poo.
But, yeah, I didn't know that we did things with babies. I didn't know that we did things with the tweens and the teenagers. So it was really cool getting to interact with all the different age groups. And then also, I didn't know that we did welcome lines. So, thank you. You cooking for me?
Welcome line's a weird one because I didn't even know I do welcome line, but we don't do the same. We just if you're a youth activity counsellor, you spend 4 or 5 hours clapping. Please welcome the Rodriguez family.
Oh, I'm glad you weren't on the microphone.
Hello. Welcome aboard, sir. Happy birthday.
So, yes, we did well.
Please welcome aboard the Smith family. Hello, sir. Welcome aboard. Nice to see you. I love that t-shirt.
Well, I was the one that did the microphone.
Oh, you did when you landed. I wasn't landing the microphone, as for reasons shown.
But that was something that was really exciting for me because I came on as a guest so often that when I realized I was going to be that person announcing those guests on, I got a little bit teary-eyed because it was just so exciting for me. It was definitely tricky with some of those last names, or some people that just didn't want to be introduced.
They just storm.
Oh,
They
yeah.
just storm straight through. But
It's like,
that'd
hi,
be me.
can I get your family name? And then they just...
That would be me. Okay, so the last couple of questions, we're going to try and wrap it up a little bit. And if you've got more questions, you can always comment or message me, as a lot of people do. What is the hardest part of your job as part of your role? And what has been your favourite show as well? End on the positive. What's your favourite show to do?
Ooh, okay, so hardest part first. I think the hardest part was just kind of managing your schedules and trying to keep things fresh, because being on the Dream, we had 3 and 4 day cruises, and so that means you're doing the same exact shows every first day of the cruise, every second day of the cruise, and sometimes you would fall into this schedule pattern of literally doing the same shows every single week in the same order, and it got kind of tricky to keep it fresh. But you have to realize that the kids, this is their first time seeing it, so you've got to keep it exciting and like it's your first time doing it. So that was definitely hard to kind of get into and understand. But my favorite part, my favorite show, I loved the Star Wars show. So we had a Star Wars Jedi training, Experience the Force. And I was not like a big Star Wars fan beforehand, but being in that role and interact...
And use the Force. Stay still.
Anyway, interacting with a Jedi, and also, you know, we got to like fight the stormtroopers and use the Force and like kick their butts. So that was really fun. And that show in particular was always really exciting because the kids would get so into it. And then at the end of the show, they would just be so proud of themselves for like defeating the darkness and becoming little Jedi. So that was my favorite show. And I think my favorite part was just having those experiences with the kids. And then sometimes, even though technically we're supposed to be playing another role, the kids would remember us from shows and then kind of come up afterwards and talk to us about the princesses that we talked to, or the Jedi, or you know, being a chef. So you're kind of, you acknowledge them a little bit, but you keep the secret as well. So I think that was kind of fun to have those experiences with kids that, you know, their parents might not even really understand, but the kids know
Most
that,
of them,
like,
they have no idea. The parents don't even know what's going on.
But the kids know that they had a great time, and that, you know, I got to be a part of creating that for them.
That is the end of this video at Youth Entertainment Host role. I hope that you've got a lot of information out of this, or you know, whether you're applying or whether you're just interested in the role, or you just wanted to know more about the roles that are on the ship themselves. It is a very good role. It's worth applying for. And if you're something that you thought, oh, I want to do it, but I don't know, be a counsellor first. Watch all the shows, learn the scripts, because we watch the shows a million times. And so
You're welcome.
I think a lot of the YA counsellors that have been there for a long time would be able to recite a lot, if not all of the scripts for a majority of the time. So that is the role, that is Youth Entertainment Host. Again, thank you for watching this video. My name is Ash. If you like the video, then obviously like and subscribe, as they say. Until next time, until I make some more videos about Disney Cruise Line, the roles, and hopefully going back onto the ship at some point. The cruise ships have now left Europe and they are heading back to the US, or they are now back in the US waters. That's not a secret, because you can see that on any cruise tracking website, which is good, which means they're going to start the CDC procedures and the requirements to get the ships ready to go back to work. So the cruise ships for February, I imagine, have been cancelled, just to help with the flow of trying to get all that stuff done. Yeah, thank you for watching, and have a great week, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye. Bye bye.